Okay, let's try this again. Sorry about that. Let me restart the music too. Like that, the music was like kicking. Boom! Alright, there we go. Hello, welcome. I'm your host, elizibar, and we're back. We were never really gone, but I had to get this audio thing sorted out, and now we're back. So hopefully nobody was out there getting hit by the lack of anything. Because that would kind of stink, you know? Alright. So, stream starting soon, and by soon, I really mean the stream has already started, but we're going to rock out this music. I randomly picked one of those albums that I have the rights to play, and it turned out to be the Doom one again, which I guess that's okay with me. Pretty kickin'. Oh yeah. I don't have that many books this week. So we're just kinda... You know? You know. Alright. Let me get this party started for reals. It's been a couple minutes, and we should get rid of the stream starting soon text. We don't need that anymore. Because the stream has started! Hello! And this is like the kickinest, doomiest music ever made. It's like everything you like about Doom, everything you like about things that you like, all wrapped into one big, fat, awesome bundle. If you know what I mean, and I think you do. Man, I don't even remember where I made the thumbnail for these videos that I got. It was probably some free website like Photo Futuria or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So we got this stream going. I hope when YouTube makes the playback video, it doesn't have that weird pause in the middle of it when I was fixing my audio and I had stopped streaming temporarily, because that would be a little bit awkward. A little bit awkward. Just a little bit. Once in future, you know what, this isn't part of this week's haul, but I'm not going to do a separate review of this book, number 14 here. It was just pretty good, you know? It was a pretty good comic. Setting up a lot of stuff. It's kind of like an interstitial, you know, it's in between two things, and promises to be a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? And I know what I'm saying, which means we all, in fact, know what we're saying. Oh, that's super crazy music. Alright. We're almost there. I need to open up one or two browser windows real quick. Let me go over to the Kickstarters, which I'm not logged into. Oh man, I'm not logged into anything. Oh, that's okay. We can still find Common America. It might just take me a second longer. That's actually what we're going to start this. Holy crap. How funded are they? Let me pop over to my right monitor. I don't believe this. Look at this absolutely incredible number. They haven't even been going a whole day yet, and they're almost at 50 grand. Let's look. Like, I don't remember what the first Common America. What did the first one do? Okay. I've never had Kickstarter claim I'm not human, so that's a new one on me. Let's see. Should somewhere. Here we go. 20,000 for Common America 1. 66,000 total for Common America 2. Last updated. When did the campaign end? Thought maybe we just like have the like on whatever date, but whatever. And then the third Common America here, less than a day, like maybe 12 hours or something, and boom, 49,066. That's absolutely incredible. Let's hit refresh. Is anybody going to back it while we're watching? Nope, that's a bummer. I backed it earlier, man. Apparently we're getting hardback books here at the $10 tier. You're getting a hardback. That's incredible. And when you go through to purchase, do the click here. You know what? I don't want it to accidentally show my address or something. But if you go through, like, you can also add on Volume 1 and 2 as hardbacks, which I thought that was really cool. See, it even got a thumbs up from me. I got a couple more website-y things to take a look at here that I wanted to show off. Let me pull those up. That'll take me a second. In the meantime, let me open up Once and Future so you can take a look at this. We'll look at the stuff I got today at the store, which that Batman is covering everything, the rest of it up. So this issue, the Green Knight basically wrecks everybody in a bar fight, and he wants to play his game, which is you try to kill him, and then a year later, he kills you. So there they are. I love the colors, by the way. It looks awesome. That shade of green. Oh, yeah. That is good stuff. Let me click in here. Go to my Discord server. And that's thing number 1. And this is thing number 2. Yeah? Oh, no, wait, that's somebody's YouTube video. No, there was another link here somewhere. Where is it? Technology, bro. Technology. Alright, here we go. This is what I wanted to show. Also, man, my camera looks really out of whack. Let's get something that's actually squared up. Put it here. That does not look right. Try to line this up at the top of the screen. Yeah, we are so out of whack a little bit here. I'm not sure which way. That's a little better. Hold on, I think that's a little better. I don't know that I fixed it, but I certainly made it better. Let me flip open back to the book. So anyway, all this stuff here, playing with, you know, old legends and things, is just a lot of fun in that book. It has been since the beginning. Let me flip over to my right monitor. This was pretty cool. I haven't dug into all this stuff yet. Look at this. This is a person who has no taste. But, this is cool stuff. So according to whoever this is, I don't know who this is, you can see I don't follow him or anything. This is a link to a YouTube video, which I accidentally clicked on. But, best X-Men comics, this is what they say, the best X-Men comics to come out in 30 years is John Byrne's new unauthorized bootlegs he's making and giving away for free online. There are 18 issues so far, and we happen upon hard copies of those comics. So, I haven't, like, dug in to, like, see where you can find this stuff. But it looks pretty good, man. It's a little old school, maybe. A little old school looking. But look at that! Doesn't that look awesome? I think that looks pretty awesome. Looks pretty cool. If somebody's talking in the chat, which probably nobody is because nobody's here, but if somebody was here, hey man, I can't see your chat right now. We'll look back at it in a second. So, I thought this was pretty cool. Let me actually click away. I'm going to just drop a link to this in the chat. In case somebody, there we go, wants to go check that out. You got that right there and you don't have to type it or nothing. And the other really, oh, hey, while I'm at it, let me put Common America in the chat so you can go look at that, because that's really cool. And the other thing, the third thing I wanted to look at here online, is maybe my favorite thing that I've seen today. Boop. A dude made a little comic book for Hotline Miami. But I think it's based on the Pig Butcher stuff at the start of the second game, and not necessarily like the first game. I'm not 100% sure on that. But it was absolutely glorious, man. Actually, I guess it couldn't be based on the Pig Butcher, because that guy does not look like the Pig Butcher actor. But you can see like all the hallmarks of Hotline Miami. He goes in to get a pizza. There's Beard. He gets a pizza. He goes out. The next thing you know, he gets a phone call. Dudes are mistreating a girl. There's dogs. Like, everything here just screams Hotline Miami. It's great stuff. Look at this. This is one of the coolest comic panels I have seen in a while, man. I never thought I would actually see like a dude in the chicken mask, right? Let's see. Bro, little thingamajig, stay there. Now, I have been reading, let me flip back over to my camera. In fact, I just did a review of this series, which really gets the aesthetic of Hotline Miami too. This is dope. I want to see this dude's fan comic. Let me flip back over. This dude's fan comic right here. I want to see this thing in print. Like, this deserves to be printed. I don't know who this dude is. I don't know anything about Twister3982, if that's who created it, but it's so good. It was such a great little comic. It's not a very long comic either. It's like a dozen pages or something. It was just... We're doing it! Oh, intense thumbs up! So good. Absolutely so good. Alright, let me get these, Once the Future back in here. Definitely, this has been a very cool series. I saw when I was at the store today that they had 2 trade paperback collections of this. You know what? While I'm here, let me make sure I got this thing in CLZ real quick. So I got my phone here. Now, one of the cool things about CLZ, especially the new versions, is they fixed the barcode stuff. So you just go bloop, and it goes tink, and then you've got the comic book in your inventory. I might have already added Once and Future here, but okay, my CLZ is apparently not working. What's up with that? There we go. I had to close it and reopen. Let's go scan. Got it. Okay, I have already scanned that in, so we're good there. I'll just go ahead and bag this puppy up, slap some tape on it, and then we can put it away. Oh, and let me get the chat back where I can see it. Hey, it is a Winduella bridge. You know? How does that work? How does a bridge made of wind work? Like, do you blow down? Do you just go whoosh or whatever? Like, how does that work? I don't know. And inquiring minds, they want to know. Tabloids are kind of cool. Like, I realize tabloids like are just full of lies and crazy stuff, but like I remember, I don't know, like 15 years ago, during all the stuff that went down in Iraq, man, they had like this whole series of articles about Bat Boy and how he was battling Saddam Hussein and kind of stuff. Oh, there is no wind, only Window and Ella. Okay. Oh, hey, before I forget, let me drop a link to that Hotline Miami comic I was showing from Imager.com, in case anybody wants to click on that thing. I thought that was a pretty cool comic strip. Like I said on my Discord server, it combines, you know, 2 of my favorite things, comics and Hotline Miami. How could it possibly go wrong? Don't answer that. You may notice, this is all from the 50-cent bin. I called it the slowest week ever because there were no books. It really was the slowest week ever. I don't know. I made the trek all the way over there and I didn't get anything else. So, yeah. That's definitely a thing. I think is how they say. Let's see, you got to review your book one of these days. It's soon to be finished. You're writing the end chapter tomorrow. Hey, that's pretty cool. You know, sure, why not? I'll give it a read. I like reading cool stuff, and it's probably either going to be really awesome or really terrible, and either way, it'll be an interesting review. So we got this beat up Batman book here, man. He's been sitting in a box at a weird slant for way too long. So the bottom of this is all beat up. Looks like a little water damage. Somebody dropped some water on it right here. You can tell from the texture of the paper. But I don't really care. I just bought it because this was a cool looking cover, man. Like, I dug this cover. Kelly Jones. Am I reading that name right on the cover? I think I am. In fact, it looks like Kelly Jones is just straight up the artist of the whole book. Yeah. Wow, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. That looks kind of cool. Gordon's looking like an old man, which is appropriate because Gordon is an old man. Am I not called Sleeper, Dr. Shane? Yes, but do you remember the experimentations in sleep deprivation? I opposed them, at least in the end. Sleep is a form of death, Dr. Shane, hence the skulls. Dun dun dun! Oh man, let's look at the chat. It's 330,000 words. Oh my god. Are you actually getting paid by the word? Is your name Stephen King? Because it sure sounds like your name is Stephen King. Because man, he is one wordy writer. Sorry, I was just looking at my Discord server at the chat that occurred while I was busy working. Oh, interesting chat. Alright. Back to looking at the stuff we got today. This is probably going to be a short stream, man. Probably going to be a short stream. I'm glad you could join me, Mr. Window Ella. Now, is it really like separated like that? Because my brain wants to take it all and like combine it. So like the OE sounds kind of like a wah, you know? So, and then it becomes like Windwella. And then you just sound like you're a villain from some Australian sci-fi show made on like no budget. Hey, Dark Admiral March here. Okay, it's Window L. Fine. I won't try to combine it, even though in my brain it sounds really cool. Sup, Dark Admiral March here. I didn't buy anything this week. Look, it's all from the 50-cent bin. This was all free. I made the whole trip, the whole commute to the other side of town for nothing. I mean, I guess it really wasn't for nothing because on the way back I stopped at a Thai restaurant and got their green curry, which was always really great. Everyone always says Windola. Oh. Dark Hammer March here says he picked up a grail today with, let me count those exclamation points. 1, 2, 3. What is it? You can't just say that now and not tell me. You gotta let everybody know what the grail was. Man, the music. I got quiet. The music got quiet. We all got quiet together. Marvel Spotlight 2. Oh, number 2. First appearance of Werewolf by Night. Ah, okay. That is definitely cool. That's not, I don't think that's on any of my lists, but definitely kind of cool. That's pretty old school, man. That's got to be, like, what? Early, mid-70s? I'm just enjoying this music, man. Rockin' music. Like to music. I'm glad you like the music. You love the Bronze Age horror titles. You know, except for the Dracula stuff, I don't know that I've read much of that, man. But I do love me some of that Dracula stuff, man. I got a trade paperback collection of a bunch of that over on my shelf. I turned around to look, like I can see it, you know, because my books are only backed up like 2 deep over on my bookshelf, so I will never find it from here. But it's over there somewhere. Just pretend I went and I got it, and I was like, man, look at all this Tomb of Dracula. Isn't this amazing? And then you'd be like, that's amazing. And we would all be like, that is pretty amazing. Because you know what? It is pretty amazing. It's definitely great stuff. Lord knows I have a lot of fun reading that Dracula. So maybe I should read some of the other stuff. You know, because there's, what? The Werewolf, Dracula. I think there's a couple more, but I don't remember what their names are. When I was a kid, that's the stuff you find in the quarter bins. That's where you got hooked, yeah? And now that stuff is all super expensive, isn't it? Oh man, I definitely missed out by being poor on getting some of this comic book stuff going. Dude, this music is kicking. Buying all these, the rights to these albums was one of the best decisions I made, man. It's like $1 an album. Who can beat that price? Let's see, picked up 47 Ronin today, Dark Horse by Richardson and Sakai. Well, that's kind of cool. When you say Sakai, you mean Stan Sakai, right? You should get more. Okay. And either good or terrible. Well, yeah, you can say that, I suppose. It's going to be how you want it. Well, that's the way to roll, Mr. Windowell. That's the way to roll. When you're creating something, it should turn out the way you want it to, or at least be a step in the process of getting to where you want to go with your creations. Nobody's ever really perfectly happy with any of their creations, and that's probably for the best, because it means there's always some kind of room to improve. Oh man, what is going on in Excalibur here? Hubba hubba. I might actually read that tonight. And this last one, I flipped this open, and I thought this was a hoot. So I flip it open, and I'm going to see if I can find that page again. Yeah, I don't know why Captain Boomerang is in this book, but he is. I know. Marvel Comics Presents pretty cool. I remember, like, Wolverine was in that book all the time, you know? Seriously, it's Captain Boomerang. How does anybody actually take Captain Boomerang seriously? Like, how does he get to be a Flash villain, you know? Now, my theory is, and hey, it's an Eli Easy. Hey, my man. I don't have any books to talk about today. Like, you know, normally I'm going through like a stack of like 700 comic books. But all I got today is the free stuff. So really, this has just been kind of like, let's talk about interesting things. Like I was showing some of the stuff I was looking at earlier today. Like, let me click over here. I can't see the chat for a second. Like Common America 3. Look at what they're up to. Oh man! Hold on, they just gained like $300 or something since I started the stream. That is a lot of money for those dudes. And everybody's getting a hardback. I don't know how they're going to make any cash when everybody is getting a hardback book over here. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Comes in the standard hardcover. Is that actually a C? I can't tell if that's actually a C. That might be a O. Looks like an OO. I don't know. Hardcover format for extra durability and presentation. I mean, their production values for the last books the last two books in the series and all the other stuff they've made was already, you know, just absolutely crazy off the charts. Let me just go grab one. Like, I don't know, I gotta have a Common America book or something over here handy. Let's see. Punchline, Jawbreakers, Ironsides, Forever Maps, which is pretty good. Death, The High Cost of Living. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't know where Common America Volume 2 is. It's probably waiting for me to read it, if I'm honest. But I mean, these books, these little miniature trades or whatever, I guess are really graphic novels. Like, the production values for these things are already like crazy, and now they're going to be selling me hardbacks? It's nuts! Absolutely nuts, man. I eat this stuff up with a spoon. A very large spoon. Especially this, because the premise is so stupid. I love it. How can you go wrong with a comic book about a superpowered special agent Black Ops bunny, right? So, definitely cool stuff. I am very happy for those dudes that they are finding success, because it's not the easiest world out there right now. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but things out there in the big wide world are a little bit crazy right now. So seeing anybody like doing pretty good just based on the efforts of their hard work, that's pretty cool. I was just like looking, is there anything else cool I can show that I haven't showed lately? You know, I don't even see my Tomb of Dracula trade. It's got to be here somewhere, but I don't see it, so I guess I won't be pulling that out to flip through it. I really like that. That was one of my first comic book reviews I ever did. I think I did it, did a version of that review for BitChute, and then I think I redid it for YouTube. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. That was like 3 years ago. Absolutely, totally nuts. And then what else was I looking? Well, let's look at the chat first. Yep, got some. Wolverine was the main story for a lot of it, and then Man-Thing, Ghost Rider, and other obscure characters and backup stories. Tim and Billy Creepy put out some awesome stuff. Yes, they do. Absolutely. Let me flip back to the right monitor here. So I'm very happy that these dudes are doing so well. Hey, didn't it just go up again? I think it just went up again. Wasn't it like 49,360 or something, and now it's like 49,414? Oh, would it be crazy if they made it to 50 grand on the first day? I think that'd be totally crazy. Excuse me. The other thing I looked at here, now I got the hiccups. Why do I have the hiccups all of a sudden? But apparently John Byrne is just making knockoff X-Men comics. Because he can, and he's John Byrne, so who's going to stop him? Like, I'm pretty sure if you serve John Byrne with a lawsuit, you know, cease and desist saying, please stop making X-Men art, he would, like, roll it up and smoke it or something, you know? So, really cool. I love the way Sauron looks here. And I mentioned this, like, maybe twice already, but this free Hotline Miami, the movie epilogue book. Like, I'm not quite sure if he's trying to base this on, like, the movie from the start of the second game, or if he's basing this on the first game. But I really like the way some of the stuff looks, like the chicken here. Well, I was trying to zoom in on the chicken. And now we're not zooming in on the chicken head at all. Anyway, it really captures the level of violence and stuff, and the way Hotline Miami structures things. It's masterfully done. It's absolutely an A+ Hotline Miami thing. And the links for that stuff should be in the chat up above where a lot of this discussion is going. Oh, their track record for delivery is superb. Hey, you just reminded me. I'm going to tell a story. Let me go get the book. Let's see. It should be in this box. In the non-rags portion. Let's see. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I got it in a top loader. It's also in Mylar too, which doesn't really fit in the top loader, but I did it anyway. So I got a copy of this book, in the mail. And, let's just open the Mylar up. Ah! Boy, I used some strong tape on this. So I got this in the mail, and the copy I got looked like somebody had just, like, crumpled the whole thing up. The cover was all... Oh, do I have the box for that down here? Hold on. I can't actually get into my closet, but it was A for... I think it was under A for Antarctic Press. Let me look. If it's under A, I can get to it. If it's not, I can't. Because if I logged it under, like, their actual name now, then I won't have it. Come on. Blood of Dracula. That's not what I'm looking for. Trump Space Force. I got all these dudes' books, man. Nope. Looks like I don't have it handy. Otherwise, I'd show it to you. But I have a copy of that book that you're looking at right there. Absolutely was ruined. Not like, oh, the cover had a wrinkle in it or something. Like, yeah, this book is pretty beat up, right? Like, if I lay it down, it curls up. The bottom here is actually a pinky height off from everything underneath it. So that book's kind of beat up. Well, the copy of the Tim Lim book here that I got first, the one I got in the mail, came in and it was like somebody had just went and crumpled it up. Now, it's like crumpled it up and then flattened it back out. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the whole thing was just like if you took the paper and you crumpled it. And the front cover was like that, and the back cover was like that. And I was like, I think I went to Twitter and I was like, yo guys, what's the deal, yo? Did I even do that, or did they just send me a message after looking at my review? Oh man, okay, I'm forgetting some details of the story, but there are parts of the story that don't really matter. So either they looked at like my unboxing and they went, oh man, that's horrible, or I like sent them a message or something going, man, what happened to this thing? Either way, Tim's like, I will fix this for you. And you know what happened? A week later, I got this son of a gun, and it's signed right there. In Dr. Scrawl, it is signed right there. So he not only made it right, he not only fixed the problem and shipped me the book as it was supposed to have been, but he sent me a signed one. Like, this was probably destined for his store to make him an extra like $15 or something, you know? And instead he sends it to me. Free. No charge. Shipped immaculately. The book was in perfect shape when I got it. It's still in great shape. I'm going to put it right back into this Mylar that I keep it in. And I'm going to cram that Mylar right back into the top loader. And I'm going to put it back in my plastic bin. And it is going to remain in great shape for forever. If I have my way anyway. Just kind of move the book around so that it'll be protected by the board. There we go. Let's get this back in here. And you can see that these Mylars don't really fit because they actually crimp over here. But I don't care. I folded the back up. Hold on. Get in there. Get. Shinji, get in the mech. You know, so much of Evangelion would have been solved if Shinji would just get in the dang mech. So that's one of my Tim Lim stories. They sent me another book, I don't remember what it was, and it also arrived in terrifying shape. And then they just sent me another one. Like, these dudes, what was it? It was Black Ops Volume 2, maybe? And now I got like an extra one of that. And it wasn't nearly as beat up as the Walmart book was. But it was still in pretty bad shape. I don't know why I have these in Mylars. Like, I have no idea why I got these in Mylars. Man, I bought these off of Rob Liefeld's web store. And you can see he scrawled his signature on. It was like $40 for the pair. And I keep them in Mylars, but they're not actually like very good comics. So why do I have them? Why do I care? I don't know. I don't know the answers to these questions. If I did, I'd be psychic and rich, probably, because then I could predict the future. And that would be pretty amazing. Okay, got the books back in the plastic bin where they belong. Let me shut the lid. Oh, man. So anyway, like I said, I didn't get that many books. I'm actually, let's see, probably going to wrap it up. We've been going for a half hour. That's probably longer than this stream deserves. If you have not hit that like button, please go ahead and, as they say, smash that like. Oh, I should get a physical button that says like on it. Hold on, let me put that on my to-do list. Hold on, I got my little to-do list. Oh, should we do some bloggy stuff? We should do some bloggy stuff while I'm here. Let's see. What I got on my to-do list? Still haven't done all the comic stuff, so we got to work on that. I did pick out a new headset. I just haven't bought it yet. Haven't finished reading those books yet. Oh, but I did. For my Skyrim playthrough I'm doing on Twitch, I did get that book mod I was looking for. I know you can't see the list, but just imagine you can see the list here. And still working on that Gilded Dungeoneering achievement. Oh, I need to do a video about some YouTube thumbnails that got banned a while back. Or not do. Oh, I might do a video and put that on BitChute, but mostly I want to replace them with other thumbnails. They were Vampirella books, so I guess I can kind of understand why they're banned. But every time I appealed one of them, it kept coming back, and I just got tired of appealing it because they kept striking it too. So that was super lame. And oh yeah, I'm doing an experiment on BitChute to see if the YouTube sync stuff works. Let me go see if anything I've done on YouTube today has synced over. I guarantee the answer is no, because that functionality has not worked over there for me in like 2 dang years. I think I'm going to have to send an email to their support dudes and be like, yo, what's the dealie, yo? Yeah, nothing synced over today, so that functionality is still le broken, which is French. It means the broken. I don't know if you speak that language, but as you can tell, I'm something of a linguist. Oh man, I'm getting kind of silly. It's been a really long day. Work was, I don't know. Oh my god, it's a Ninja Weasel. Dude, I don't know. Do I look like I know what's wrong with his face? Maybe he's wearing a mask. He's got plastic lips. I don't know, dude. Alright, it was the mid-90s. What do you want from me? Image poached all their talent. They didn't have any artists left. Check out this Batman, though. This Batman cover back here. Kind of got that Norm Brayfogle, like, really long-eared Batman thing going on. But he's sitting on that mountain of skulls. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about right there. He's got the caveman brow ridge, except his whole face. Ugh. You know? I guess, you know, if you want to be like that, then you can be like that, Mr. Ninja Weasel. Like, if you want to be discriminatory based on people's facial features, nobody can stop you. Ooh, what's the music doing now? Man, I picked this album at random, and it was a good choice because I like this one. It's no Space Church music. It's way too, like, hard driving for that, but it's pretty good. Just nod your head to it for a little while, man. Like, for stock music, right? A stock music asset, like, this has a lot of jump to it. Let's see, I guess I don't need any of these windows open. Let me go ahead and close them. He's the saddest Batman. He is pretty sad. If you were standing on top of, like, a pile of skulls, looking for clues to all their deaths or something, you'd probably be pretty sad, too. Looks like that dude from Mask. The Batman's like, why are we here? I could be home having tea. Been listening to the Doom soundtrack. We're playing Final Fantasy XIV tonight. Blends right in. Nice. N-I-C-E. Nice. Just like that. There's some neat stuff in the interior of this. Also picked up this book. Looked pretty interesting. I kind of feel like I want to read this one next. It's got a heck of a spine roll over here. This book was not loved. It was read by several people, but at least it doesn't have the water damage and the crazy curvature of this book. This thing is just, he's had a bad day. He's had a real bad day, a real bad lifetime. Oh my god, Ninja! Ninja, I just opened this up. What is that? You know what that is. You know exactly what that is. Oh sure, it's maybe modified a little bit, but look at the feet structure, look at the hands, look at the gun over the cockpit. What is that? Somebody was inspired by something. Artists, man. Yeah, could be a Zentradi invasion, or it's got a big M on the side. So clearly, it's a Marauder. That Batman looks like a Kelly Jones. It was a Kelly Jones piece. Look at March Hare. March Hare knows. I don't know how March Hare knows, but March Hare knows these things. Like, did you notice the signature, or did you actually, like, notice it? You can smell the book through the screen, yeah. These books are they're a little musty, man. They've been in somebody's basement inside boxes for a long time. Kind of airing them out here, too. Actually, these aren't that funky. I've gotten some books that were pretty funky. These are just a little stale. They're not moldy or anything like that. You cannot think of the battle... Well, yeah, I mean, otherwise, yeah. It's a Zentradi officer pod, too. Same difference. Oh, my dudes. I am gonna... Oh, hey, that's one more thing I can do. Check this out. Now, this is something that's not going to interest anybody at all. But I was looking around in my supplies, and I found a legal size manila folder. Alright? And you're like, what? Why do you need a manila folder for? Well, for starters, I need a manila folder big enough that I can put pages and stuff in it. Because this is where all this stuff I've cut up, or am going to cut up, is going to go. So I don't have it like strewn all over my desk. I found myself last week, I think it was last week, like over the weekend maybe, with these little papers all over the place. They had blown around and stuff as I was doing other things. So I had like a piece of paper on the floor, one over on the desk over there. So I'm like, I need to put all these in a manila folder. And I was like, well, I could get one of my regular, let me go get one. Right? So I'm looking at my stuff, and then I saw the daddy of all manila folders, this big legal size one. And I'm like, yeah, that is what I'm putting stuff in. Because it's unusual. You know, it's a random, crazy artifact. Like, who has those laying around? I didn't know I had one of those laying around, but I did. Why? I don't know. But I did. And that's really all that matters. Oh, man. I know, nobody really cared. But, you know, it's useful, because now I got a place to put all the scraps I'm going to use to make these things. So this guy is getting, I think, 2 more coats to seal it. It's pretty well sealed now, but I really want to kind of smooth some of the underlying paper, like the page texture out, and really protect it. And then I'm going to trim around the edges, and then I'm going to call it done. So this weekend I'll be done with this piece, and I'll start on the next one. I'm thinking either a Kraven the Hunter thing or a Mary Jane thing. I got plenty of scrap cardboard to practice on for decoupaging that stuff down. So we definitely have the technology to do this. We just actually have to, you know, do it. Kind of crazy. Small picture, yeah, exactly. I'm going to do a vlog video at some point here and kind of talk about that, like, it's a crazy world out there. I don't know if you've noticed. It's a crazy world out there. You can't control things. You can't control especially big things. They're too big. If you've ever read War and Peace, Tolstoy talks about that a lot in that book, especially as you go on towards the end. There's actually like an essay inserted into the middle of the book when they're like after the Battle of Borodino and the Russians are starting to win against Napoleon. And there's like this whole section about how one man doesn't actually have any kind of control over the big picture, over the fates, over all that kind of stuff. And history has a flow, and history is going to do what it does. And you, as a human being, what you have to do is adapt to that and control the things you can control. So like, what books did I get? I can control that. I can control that. I can control talking to you all. I can control my reactions to things. But I can't just go wave a wand and fix the whole universe. That's impossible. I can control this. I didn't do a very good job of it. You can see all the bumps in the paper when I was gluing it down. But I can control that. That's within my power. And so to kind of just concentrate on and take control of the things that you actually can manipulate, that you can own, that you can be responsible for, and then do the best you can with those things. Oh, I guess I don't need to make that video now because I just said it all. But that's kind of like the mode I'm putting myself in, starting with this year. I really should have done it a lot sooner. I should have done it way back, like in March or something last year, when things all started to get kind of crazy. But I didn't. I just kind of, I don't know. I felt like I waited that whole year. I don't know what I was waiting on, what I was waiting for. But that's how it felt. Is I was just in like wait mode that entire time. And that's kind of miserable. That's absolutely kind of miserable. I feel like I lost a year. And I feel like everybody lost a year. I think we were all just kind of waiting. For what? I don't know. And I should have, started doing, I couldn't come up with a good name, so I went like personal improvement plan and just decided we're going to call it PIP. We're going to do PIP this year. I should have started doing that 9 months ago. I'd be in a better place. I'd be a better person. Maybe the world would be just this little bit better for all the effort. Came for Comic Books, got an interesting philosophy lesson. Did I say that right? Philosophy? Yeah, philosophy lesson on overextension of one's grasp and preferring to focus on what one can control. Well, that's really like achieving like serenity. And I'm saying this over top of like this action-driven music here. But that's really like achieving serenity or peace with oneself or whatever, is you realize what you can control and what you can't control. And you make plans based on what you can't control. That way you can you can minimize the effects of things you can't control by using the things you can control. Because there are some things you can control, and there are things you can't. I don't know, these thoughts have been, you like comic books? Yeah, everybody likes comic books, I hope. You're making yourself nuts, kind of where you're at trying to focus on what you can do personally? Yeah, because what else can you do? What else can you do? You can go scream outside. But what good is that going to do? That's just going to wear your voice out. Like the whole Zen cone, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Hey, there you go. It's very true. But if you can kind of be introspective and take that time to think, I think compared to a lot of people, my previous year was probably okay. I have work. It keeps me busy. I'm an introvert anyway, so the fact that I can't go out and party every night doesn't really affect me that much. So I think, all in all, my last year wasn't that bad. It was not that stressful compared to a lot of people, because a lot of people didn't have work, or their personality type did not mean that they could stay home and watch, TV or Netflix or whatever. Those people, I genuinely feel bad for, because it's a world they weren't made for. A world they're not built for, And I'm not saying everything's like all coming up roses for me, because life is rough for everybody. It absolutely is. Stores are closed. You have to make concessions to what people want. But I can't control that stuff. What I can control is what happens when I'm outside and I'm moving around, and how I interface with other people, what I do, all that kind of stuff, I can control that. And I've been trying to be, especially in the last month or so, since around Christmas, trying to be more conscious of that, of the experiences of other people. And if I can just help alleviate that a little bit, get a terrible job maybe, yeah. Phew. That's another thing I'm lucky about, is I kind of like my job for the most part. It's like Serenity stuff, you can just, ow! Oh! Oh! I mean, at least they got the movie Serenity, Ninja Weasel. At least they got the movie. I don't know. I'm gonna diverge from my philosophy for just a second, and I'm gonna say that while after watching Firefly and Serenity, I was kind of left going, boy, I wish there was more of this. I think I'm glad there wasn't more, because it left that hunger behind. It left you wanting more. And sometimes, and I think in particular with entertainment, the promise in your mind of what could have been is probably better a lot of times than the reality of what you would get. Like, just imagine if they decided to make one more season of Deep Space Nine. What would it even look like? I can't picture it. They were done. It was done. You don't need to hack my computer. If you want to hack anybody's computer, you can go hack, I don't know, Elon Musk. You can hack his computer. Oh, you're mad about Shepard? Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. The senseless, like, death in the cockpit from the collision or whatever for, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. That was kind of just like an moment. But anyway, I think sometimes, like, entertainment is better not actually existing to some extent. Like, oh, great example. I don't know if anybody here has ever watched an old TV show. Let me pull it up. Kojak the Night Stalker. There were 2 movies, and they didn't make more of it because Darren McGavin didn't want to get typecast into that character, into doing those kinds of things. Is there no, of course Wikipedia doesn't have a picture of him. Thanks, Wikipedia. Oh, it's not Kojak, it's Kolchak. I'm sorry. Kojak was Telly Savalas' detective character. Who loves you, baby? I love that. I love that character. I like Telly Savalas, man. He's always an interesting person. Let's see. Let's just go to, like, the images here. And I don't know, what's a good one? That's a tiny image. That's a funny image, but not right. Okay, well, I guess the DVD cover here will kind of get the point across. Is there anything weird here? Let me turn Safe Search on, just in case there was something weird on the screen. And I'll show my screen in just a second. I can't see the chat right now. Hey, there we go. I actually typed it correctly. And it's actually showing stuff. So, this show. So this guy, Darren McGavin, he's playing this newspaper reporter named Kolchak. And he keeps getting mixed up in weird stuff. Like there were 2 movies. One was like The Night Stalker and one was The Night Strangler. And then they made a TV show. It lasted for, I think, like 2 half seasons or something like that. And so he's always getting mixed up in these weird paranormal cases. So there's like a Haitian voodoo zombie. There's a werewolf, a robot, ancient spirits, like all kinds of just crazy, crazy stuff. It's like the X-Files, except 20 years earlier. And it's a great show. He does a great job playing the character. Everything about it is great. The budget's kind of low, but it's also a TV show in the 70s, so of course the budget's low. And then they stopped making them. And so once you watch them all, you're left going, man, I wish there was more of this. I really wish there was more of this TV show. Because this TV show is excellent. But you know what? If they kept making it, the quality would have declined. He would have lost interest as an actor. The show would have changed. It would have been as good. Like, go look at They did a reboot. It was the early 2000s. I watched it. The reboot was okay. It didn't live up to the promise that it should have. And it ended before we got to explore the dude, the main character, because his wife was killed by bikers or something like that. I think it was just called The Night Stalker. Let me see if Wikipedia's got that. 2005 television series, Night Stalker TV series. Yeah, here we go. This is what you're talking about. I watched this when it came out. It was all right. Like, I'm not saying it was bad or anything like that. In fact, in the first episode, they actually had Darren McGavin digitally inserted in his Kolchak outfit by like a copy machine or something in the news office where Stuart Townsend's Kolchak works. It was a good show. I think it only lasted one season. What would have happened? What would have happened? Off the air, many plot lines were left unfinished. They only did 10 episodes, man. I got this on DVD. I actually own the DVD of this. I got that at, oh, what's the name of that store? It was a secondhand book and DVD and music store. And I'm suddenly blanking on the name, and I can't believe that because I went there like every other week for 5 years. It was down in Knoxville. I wish I could remember the name. I would tell you because it was a really great store. But yeah, went off the air. Many plot lines are unfinished. DVD includes 4 unbroadcast episodes. First of these, The Sea, has an audio commentary track in which the executive producer reveals some details were intended to take the storyline had the series not been canceled. The bikers are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? What? No way! I never would have guessed that. The mark on Kolchak versus the mark evil. I kind of expected that. Not gonna lie. I don't know if I expected evil directly, but definitely something like that. The victims on those wrists appear only after their deaths are in fact marked as good. I don't know what that means. People would have reappeared sometime in the future. During the episode, the source Kolchak passes a sign with a pyramid on it. This is a pyramid symbol of a group, and that all the members have the symbol on their wrist. Pyramid means the opposition of good and evil. This is getting weird. And I'm the source Carl had been speaking to on his phone was in fact Carl himself. What? I don't even know, man. That's blowing my mind. Anyway, great show. Oh, I know Brimstone. I watched Brimstone. That was on Fox, my dude. I watched that show. That was Fox, like 1999. That was a cool show. Millennium was another great show. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but Millennium was a great show. The first 2 seasons are impeccable. The only thing that you can maybe take away from that show is the fact that Lance Henriksen mumbles. But that's just his character. That's who he is. Lance Henriksen always mumbles, no matter what he's doing. But Brimstone was pretty good. I remember that. The detective who had to go hunt down the people who escaped from hell for the devil. I totally remember that show. That was dope. That was a great little mystery show, really. Millennium was definitely in the same vein. I don't think they should have made a 3rd season Millennium. It wasn't as good as the first 2. Plus, the second one kind of ended literally with the end of the world. I don't know how you make season 3 when season 2 is the end of the world. I mean, that's how it was portrayed at the time, because everybody was dying from the weaponized bird flu or whatever it was. And I forget that one Millennium agent, the lady, she went crazy in that cabin, was rolling dice and trying to understand randomness and stuff. Like, oh, that episode really sticks in my mind. This is great stuff. We're kind of far afield from comic books. We're even far afield from that philosophical discussion that we were having there for a few minutes. Oh, you're talking about Brimstone ending. I don't remember the details of like what was going on in Brimstone, but I remember I did enjoy Brimstone. Every episode was a ton of fun. Did you ever watch March here? Did you ever watch Good vs. Evil, or as they rebranded it, G vs. E or GVE? When it was GVE, it was on the USA channel. I don't remember what channel it was on when it was Good vs. Evil. Might have been on Sci-Fi. I don't remember. That was another show like late 90s, early 2000s. That show was a lot of fun. I went looking for it and I couldn't find it. I don't know if there's been of course it was like 10, 12, 15 years ago. It was when I was still in grad school. So I don't know if there's DVDs of it out now, but that show was pretty cool. It had a very similar premise to Brimstone. The dudes weren't working for the devil. Never heard of it? Oh. So the premise of the show is good versus evil. So you have good, and they're these dudes they work for. I think they called it like the agency, which was run by football player Deacon Jones. So they just called him the Deacon. They work for the guy upstairs, and they take people who were good but did something bad and make them agents so that they can redeem themselves. So they get a second chance at life, but they have to give up their previous life. So that's a major source of stress for the main character because his wife is still alive and thinks he's dead, even though he's been brought back to life. And so he kind of pines away for her for pretty much the whole show. And so these agents that work for good, they're fighting the dudes who work for evil. And those are people that make Faustian pacts. So they make a deal with the devil, they get riches, they get power, they get limited immortality. They can only be killed in a particular way by being stabbed with one of their holy weapons. And the whole thing is an irreverent take. There's serious stuff that happens, but it's also a funny show because the other agent, you got this dude who was like, he might have been a former cop or something, I don't remember. And so that's one of the agents, that's the main character of the show. The other's this dude from the 70s. He's basically like Shaft. And so they're always having this personality conflict with each other that fuels a lot of their dialogue. Things are a little funny all the time, but not so funny that it's just a complete farce. So they have a great time fighting good and evil, or fighting evil by being good. And every episode ends with Deacon Jones telling you about how to kill Morlocks, which are the people that make the Faustian pacts. And so, of course, he's Deacon Jones, so he's like explaining to you like, he's like you're a linebacker and you're about to like cream some quarterback. It was a ton of fun. It was a half-hour show. There's 2 seasons. I've only seen maybe half of the episodes because I can't find them. Or I couldn't find them when I went looking. And they broadcast it in a weird time slot too. So it never was ever going to get any kind of traction. But that was a pretty cool show. If you can find it, like it's on Hulu or something, like that's probably worth like peeping. At least the first couple episodes, see if you like it or not. Man, this just turned into like a pop culture stream because it's the slowest week ever. It says so right in the stream time. Oh, dudes, I forgot. I got some stuff to show you that I didn't show in yet. Because it wasn't sitting on my desk. It's sitting on, well, okay, it is on my desk, but it's on my other desk. From a local thrift store for $1. Some Ultimate Fantastic Four. Not my favorite book, but I supported charity. And I'm going to give that a read. It's kind of beat up, but it was just $1, so it's definitely just for reading. Ultimate Vision, she's kind of topless. That's not good. That's not good for YouTube. But way cooler. Well, maybe not way cooler, but a little bit cooler. For like $2.50. This trade from DC for Checkmate. I've never read this series. I think this is New 52 era. I'm not sure. But like there's some cool looking stuff in here. So I'm hoping this is going to be pretty good. It was just $2.50, so how can you complain, right? Nothing on the rack that you were interested in today. See? I'm not the only one. But the coolest thing, and this was $2.29. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Look at this X-Men thing. Whatever this is. X-Men Survival Guide to the Mansion. So you're like, what is it? It's Spiral Bound. It's Spiral Bound. And it's written like it's a real, like, in-universe document. Like, this is something Professor X would give to, like, the new students. And so there's just all kinds of neat stuff in here. I thought this was super cool. I didn't buy these 3 things. They were actually bought for me and given as a gift. But, like, it's just cool. It gets you, there's just like a little bit of love for all the early 90s X-Men stuff in here. It's great. Look at this. Like it's really a blueprint. It's totally not a blueprint. You found this book in your shop at the dollar bin. Yeah! This is neat! So you got it a little cheaper than I did. Oh man, I'm losing my voice. But, pretty cool. Ooh. Wait, is this some kind of fold-out? Ooh. That's cool. We got a poster on this side. Definitely cool. And I think with that, I'm going to wrap the stream up, man. I'm losing my voice. I feel like I'm about to break out coughing. Sorry. Breakout coughing, which I just did. Thankfully, I muted the microphone before I blew your ears out. So I'm going to let my voice recover a little bit. Yeah, that was some stuff I got over the weekend. Super cool. Super cool. March Hare. Ken Kim, who I don't think I've seen before. Hello. Mr. Robert Crosby. And let's see, Eli Easy was here. And so was Winduella. Thank you all for popping in and hanging out with me. Much love. I appreciate it. That you choose to spend, man, that you choose to spend your time with me means a lot to me. So thanks so much. I hope to see you all next time, next week, same time as this. In the meantime, you know, there will be the usual videos going out every day. Something gaming, something comic book related, one or the other, maybe both. You never know. And, actually, I owe Marcel Dupre a review for Dirty Work at the Crossroads. So if my voice recovers before I go to bed, that'll be the video for comic book stuff that goes out tomorrow. Hey, this week might give me an opportunity to catch up on all these books I haven't read, which would be pretty good. You all take care of yourselves. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I sure hope to see you again next time. And until then, bye-bye. I was trying to sound dramatic with that, but it didn't work. Yeah, it totally didn't work. See you next time, though. Bye-bye.